play this record as frequently as possible.
Hey everyone, it's me, Mr. G. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another collections video. So we're down to the final two consoles in my collection. Today we're going to do the Game Boy Advance. So, I love the Game Boy Advance. I think it is Nintendo's best handheld system of all time. The library is simply incredible. There are some amazing games on this collection, and tons and tons of amazing games in the collection. The library for the Game Boy Advance was really incredible. I did buy a Game Boy Advance on launch day. It's one of the first consoles that I actually bought on launch day. I remember seeing the Game Boy Advance being showed off at the Tokyo Game Show in 2001, I believe, and I remember seeing them holding up the Game Boy Advance, playing 16-bit graphics and games from the Super Nintendo, and I was just blown away. I just thought it looked amazing. I couldn't believe you could play 16-bit games on it, and it was probably really my most hyped for console I've ever had in my life. So when it came to launch day, I was back in my country and I had to buy an imported Game Boy Advance, and I paid an absolute fortune for it, and I picked it up on launch day and I took it home. And you couldn't play any of the games because there was no backlight. It sucked. But I did still love the console. Eventually the Nintendo released the Game Boy Advance SP, which ended up being far superior, had a backlight, and is one of the best handheld systems of all time. My collection, it didn't even take me that hard to collect these games. I found some amazing deals out in the wild. One of my friends at Goodwill phoned and said they got a bag full of Game Boy Advance games once. I went to Goodwill. I got some incredible games for super cheap. I picked up the Game Boy Micro Lots on Facebook Marketplace for $60. The guy had a whole stack of amazing games. My old boss's daughter sold me her collection. There was a whole bunch of Game Boy Advance games. So I have a massive collection that I barely paid any money for, that was super easy to collect for. And it is one of the best consoles of all time, I feel, because of its library. So anyway, let's jump into it and let's have a look at my collection. There are a lot of games here. As I say every time, grab a drink, grab some popcorn, take a seat, and let's jump into it. So I have 6 Game Boy Advance SPs. I don't have an original Game Boy Advance for some reason. I've never found one, but I do have 6 Game Boy Advance SPs. I have a pink one, which has the Wi-Fi adapter. I found it with the Wi-Fi adapter. I have a nice blue one. Have a really messed up silver, it's like a silver blue SP101. 101 means it's got a better backlit screen. It's much better than the original models. They're really highly sought after because of the backlit screen. They actually cost a fortune now to buy these, but some guys sold me this. It's got a messed up crack here. He sold it for me for a couple of bucks. And then when I went back home for a year for a while, I asked online if anybody had some Game Boy Advance SPs. A guy contacted me and he said he had the tribal silver Game Boy Advance SP. It's quite a rare one. He sold it to me for like $10. So I picked up those 4. And then I did a trade once with a guy for this. And I traded some games, and he traded me the gold Legend of Zelda Triforce Game Boy SP. I did buy a standee for it from Rose Colored Gaming. One of my favorite things in my collection. Phenomenal. Oh, love this. I absolutely love this. This is in my collection. And then one of my best scores ever was I walked into a thrift store. They had a black gray 101 SP sitting in the front, and it was $3. I couldn't believe it. Had $3 listed on it. So I picked up SP101 for $3. So I have 6 SPs in my collection. Pretty crazy. I didn't pay much for any of them. And I'm trying to go for all the colors, but there are tons of colors for the SP. It's actually crazy. I think there's like 20 different SPs out there. So let's jump into the collection. So as I said, I walked into the Goodwill, my friend said, and I bought a bag of amazing games. Oh my God, were there some amazing games in that collection. I couldn't believe it. But in it was something that I was looking for years, and it was in the bag. I couldn't believe it, and it was the e-reader. The e-reader was a little attachment where you put in your Game Boy Advance, and you'd get these packs of cards, and you would scan the cards, and you could upload these NES games and play it on your Game Boy Advance SP. So I found that in Goodwill. Amazing. I can't believe I picked it up. And then I have a whole box of SP games. There's over 100 games here. I just have so many in here. I'm just going to have to take one out at a time. So according to Game Pricing, the website, this is my second most worth the most collection I have. My second most priciest collection I own. This box here is worth nearly $2,000. Can you believe it? The Game Boy Advance games are going up in price every day. It's ridiculous. Some of these games are like $60 to $80. So I have a whole box of Game Boy Advance SP games that's worth almost $2,000. It's actually pretty nuts. So I'm just going to go through them one by one. So my boss's daughter, who sold me a collection, she had these really cool Game Boy little cover things for the games. They're like little holders for the Game Boy Advance, and you put your games in. It's super cool. So I have Metroid Fusion. Metroid Fusion, the Metroid series on the Game Boy Advance are incredible. They're some of the best Metroid games. I finished both of them. They are truly amazing on the Game Boy Advance. That's one of the reasons that the Game Boy Advance is so good. Okay, Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. This is one of the most underrated Zelda games of all time. I love this game. It is so much fun. It wasn't even made by Nintendo. It was made by Capcom. That's another reason the Game Boy Advance is so great. It had one of the best Zelda games. And here's another reason why I have the best games of my collection in these, for obvious reason, to protect them. Castlevania Circle of the Moon. This game's worth an absolute fortune now. Actually, all three of those games are. The Game Boy Advance had two amazing Castlevania games on it. It's really, really amazing. Another amazing game, Legend of Zelda 4 Swords. You can link up 4 Game Boy Advance and play 4-player. Another amazing Zelda game on the system. Let me see, I do have some more. Okay, and then I have another Metroid. This is Metroid Zero Mission. It's a remake of the first game, I believe. Wow, another amazing Metroid game. That game is truly amazing. And then I do believe I have another one. Oh yes, the other Castlevania game, Harmony of Dissonance, I believe. Another incredible Game Boy game. Wow. I mean, the Game Boy Advance, what a library. It's truly amazing. And oh wait, there's one more. Okay, this I got from the Game Boy Micro lot from that guy. He had all the Final Fantasy games. So I have Final Fantasy 5. All the Final Fantasy games on the Game Boy Advance. Wow, I mean, come on. Game Boy Advance is incredible. And I think, oh yes, I think that's it for the ones in the protector sleeve. So I'm just going to grab them as we go. There's quite a few here, so let's just jump into it. I have Tales of Fantasia. That's a cool RPG series. Namco Museum. I have it on every system I own. It's ridiculous. Mega Man 4 Battle Network Blue Moon. I had all of them. I actually sold them. I regret selling them. Worms World Party. Everybody knows the Worms games. Those are pretty cool. Crash Bandicoot Entranced. I'm so blind. I have to take my glasses off just to read these things. It's so sad. This is a pretty pricey game. WarioWare Twisted. It uses motion control. You actually got to twist your Game Boy to play it. Really, really cool game. That, I believe, was in the Goodwill lots in the bag I picked up. Spyro Season of Fire. Spyro the Dragon game. Rayman Raving Rabbits. Those are just okay games. Really amazing series on the Game Boy Advance. Mario Tennis Power Tour. That is really, really cool. Bomberman Max. The Bomberman games are okay. Kirby's Amazing Mirror. The Kirby games are pretty cool. Here's another Final Fantasy 4. These Final Fantasy games are worth quite a lot. Groovy Games, Barbie. I don't know why that's in my collection. I guess because I love collecting for the Game Boy Advance. I'll buy anything for it. These are some of the greatest games of all time. They're on the Game Boy Advance. Donkey Kong Country 2. I mean, those are amazing on the NES. You play it on the Game Boy, amazing. Sigma Star. It's an RPG series. I believe that's worth quite a bit of money now. Another incredible Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy Tactics. That's amazing on the Game Boy SP. Yoshi Topsy Turvy. It's another motion control game. It's pretty cool. I believe that's also worth quite a bit of money now too. Crash Bandicoot Purple. Another Crash Bandicoot game. Justice League. Game & Watch. Gallery 4. Really cool to have these on the Gameboy Advance. Earthworm Jim 2. I love the Earthworm Jim games. This is a pretty cool game. It's in 3D. It's like it got a 3D effect. Iridian 2. It's like a shooter. It's in 3D. That's pretty cool. Super Street Fighter 2. I mean, come on. We have Super Street Fighter 2 on the Game Boy Advance. That's amazing. This game's worth an absolute fortune now. This was in the game Goodwill lot in the bag. I paid like $4 for it. It's worth a fortune. Boktai, The Sun in Your Hands. It's a very unusual game. You actually have to go outside and you've got to charge up the weapon in the game with sunlight. You've actually got to use sunlight to play this game. It's quite amazing. It's made by Hideo Kojima, the guy who made Metal Gear Solid. Really cool game, but it's worth a fortune and I paid nothing for it. We have another Spyro, Season of Ice. Fire Emblem, this is worth an absolute fortune now. We had 2 Fire Emblems on the Game Boy SP. That one's worth a fortune. Nightmare Before Christmas. You guys all know how I feel about Nightmare Before Christmas. Contra Advanced. I mean, we had a really cool Contra game on the Game Boy. And then the Game Boy had a whole bunch of classic NES games remade for the series. It was called the Classic NES series. I have Pac-Man. They came in these really cool gray cartridges. Pirates of the Caribbean. It's just a average game. Lady Seer. This is a pretty cool little platformer. Let's see. Sword of Mana, really cool RPG series. I believe that's worth quite a bit of money now. Amazing game on the system. Metal Slug. I mean, we're not even halfway, and look how amazing these games are on the system. Game Boy SP is amazing. Odd Parents, just another random game I have. Tetris World. I mean, who doesn't want to play Tetris handheld? Earthworm Jim 1. Love the Earthworm Jim series. That's so cool to have on the Game Boy. Sonic Battle. F-Zero. There were 2 F-Zero games on the Game Boy. This was F-Zero Maximum Velocity. I have to take my glasses off every time. This is so stupid. Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. This is Dynasty Warriors. Monster Rancher Advance. I think that's a pricey game now. One of the few Pokemon games I have in my collection. As I've said before, I know you guys will not believe this, but the only Pokemon game I have played in my entire life is Pokemon Snap on the Nintendo 64. I am not into the Pokemon games. They just do not appeal to me. One day I might play them. I don't own any of the games. They are worth an absolute fortune now. If you ever find Pokemon games out in the wild, oh my god, they're worth a lot of money. But I have Pokemon Fire Red. I actually do have a Pokemon game. You know what? I think that I'm going to keep this aside and I'm going to play a Pokemon game. There you go. I hope everybody's happy. I'm going to play this game today. I'm going to put it in my Game Boy Advance and I'm going to play it. One of the best Mario Kart games. I love this game. Mario Kart Super Circuit. Oh, that game is so cool and it plays so well. Pitfall, an absolute classic. I think we're halfway. DK, King of Swing. That's okay. Skate, Disney Skate, just a kiddie skating game. Hey Arnold, just another random game. Broken Sword, that's a pretty cool game. Whew. Breath of Fire, that's a great RPG series. That's also worth quite a bit of money now. SSX3. I mean, it's one of my favorite games of all time. I keep talking about SSX3. This one is cool because you play the game on your Game Boy SP, you earn money, and then you connect to the GameCube. I'll talk about that later. And you upload the money from this game to the GameCube game, and you buy stuff in the GameCube game. Amazing. It's not really good on the Game Boy Advance. It actually plays pretty bad, but still pretty cool. Arcade Advance. This is Konami, so it's a whole bunch of Konami games. Street Fighter Alpha 3. I mean, we had a whole bunch of Street Fighter games on the SP. Amazing. Banjo Pilot. It's like Diddy Kong Racing, but with Banjo. That's pretty cool. It's a really cool game. Mario Pinball Land. Just an average Mario pinball game. WarioWare Inc. This is a really cool WarioWare game on the system. Uh, GT Advance, it's just a regular racing game. SpongeBob SquarePants. So look if this is worth money, because SpongeBob games are actually worth quite a bit of money now. They keep going up in price. Another Dynasty Warrior games. Part 3, Donkey Kong Country 3. I mean, we had all 3 of the Donkey Kong Country games on the Game Boy. Come on, amazing. Game Boy Advance, sorry. Sonic Adventure 2. We had a whole bunch of Sonic games. Those are pretty cool. Sonic Advance 2. Sorry, not Adventure. Sonic Advance 1. I think we had 3. Pac-Man Collection. I mean, that's pretty cool. Another amazing series, Mario Golf Advance Tour. The Mario Golf and Mario Tennis games on the Game Boy Advance were some of the best in the series. They were so good. Kingdom Hearts, I'm not a fan of the series. And Tekken Advance. I mean, we had a Tekken fighting game in the series. Amazing. Also, the other thing the Game Boy Advance has is they used to have movies and TV shows. And you could buy little cartridges with TV shows and movies you could watch. And this was the Sonic one. They came in these like white cartridges. Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge. It's a Banjo-Kazooie game on the Game Boy Advance. I mean, come on. You can't get better than that. Choo Choo Rocket. This was on the Sega Dreamcast. That's a pretty cool little puzzle game. Frogger Adventures. It's just a standard game. I'll keep that for last. Sega Arcade Gallery. It's a whole bunch of Sega games. That's pretty cool. Driver Advance 2. Medal of Honor. It doesn't look very good on the Game Boy Advance. I mean, it's a Medal of Honor game. Final Fantasy 1 and 2. I mean, there were so many Final Fantasy games on the Game Boy Advance. It's crazy. Just a bunch of collections of games. Risk, Battleship, Clue, board games. We have another classic NES series, The Legend of Zelda from the NES. That's pretty cool. Whew, still got a few to go here. Oh, here we go. Donkey Kong Country 1. So we have all 3 of the Donkey Kong Country games. Advance Wars 2. We had 2 Advance War games on the Game Boy SP. These games are also worth quite a bit of money now. That's a really great series. I love that series. X-Men Reign of Apocalypse, a really cool X-Men game. Mario Party Advance. I mean, we had a Mario Party game. Frogger Adventures 2. I have both of those. Sonic Advance 3. So there were 3 Sonic games on the system. Advance War 1. That's really cool. Aero the Acrobat. I believe that's worth a bit of money now too. It's like a little platformer. Whew, getting out of breath because I'm talking so much. F-Zero GP Legend. So that's the second F-Zero game. Really, really cool. Harvest Moon. That's okay. I think we're down to the last couple of 10. Oh, another amazing series on the Game Boy Advance. A series that Nintendo gave up on. But it started on the Game Boy Advance. It's considered some of the best games on the system. Golden Sun. I did finish Golden Sun. I love Golden Sun. That's a great series on the Game Boy Advance. Golden Sun 2. I believe that's Golden Sun 2. Yeah, Golden Sun 1 and 2. So I have both of them. Those are also worth quite a bit of money now. They're worth quite a lot. Whoa. Okay, we have Treasure Planet. Disney's Treasure Planet. It's an arcade game. Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch is actually really cool on the Game Boy Advance. It's a really nice little platformer. I'll keep that for last. Spider-Man. Just an okay game. Texas Hold'em. Just an okay poker game. Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. The Tony Hawk games on the Game Boy Advance are really, really great games. Those are really, really great games. They run really well in the system, surprisingly. Minority Report, and then SSX Tricky. It's tricky! It's tricky! It doesn't wanna run it. Okay, and then we had a whole bunch of Super Mario games on the Game Boy Advance. Like really great Mario games on the Game Boy Advance. We had Super Mario World, which is a classic. It's one of my least favorite Mario games. Super Mario Bros. 3, one of the best Mario games of all time. And Yoshi's Island. We had Yoshi's Island on the Game Boy Advance. Really, really cool. And then my most expensive game in my collection. This is what I got from Goodwill. I paid $4 for it. It was in the bag. Game pricing let me know that this is my most priciest game. I believe it's like $80. Drill Dozer. Really cool game. It actually has a built-in rumble pack. You play it and it shakes. It's really, really cool. This is worth $80 now, just for this little cartridge. It's pretty insane. So that's it for my loose games. Quite a lot there. And then I do have some complete in box games, which is really cool because you all know I love complete in box games. One I got from my boss's daughter from her collection she sold me. It was sealed. One I did a trade in and I got a sealed one. And the rest, I walked into Goodwill one day when I found Pokemon Stadium complete in box. They had a whole bunch of Game Boy Advance games complete in box sitting there. They were like $3 or $4 or $5 each complete in box. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my god, complete in box games at Goodwill? Whoa, that's insane. So anyway, I grabbed them all. So stoked to have these in my collection. Super Mario Advance. It was a launch title for the system. I have that complete in box. I believe it's a remake of Super Mario Bros. 2. So I have that I found in Goodwill. Rayman I found in Goodwill. When I actually bought my Game Boy Advance on launch day, this was the game I actually bought with it. It looks amazing, but it wasn't backlit back then, so I couldn't appreciate it. So I found that in Goodwill. This I found in Goodwill. Can you believe it? Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. It's a really cool RPG series. It's one of the best Mario RPG series. I found that complete in box in Goodwill. Can you believe it? I found this complete in box in Goodwill. Wario Land 4. Wario Land 4 is such a great game. So to find that complete in box is cool. Crash Bandicoot The Huge Adventure. I found that complete in box in Goodwill. Can you believe it? And also an amazing game, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the manual, but I found that in Goodwill. Really amazing game on the system. So I found all these complete in box games in Goodwill. Wow, what a score. And in this I did a trade for, this was in my boss's daughter's collection. Super Mario, Dr. Mario and Puzzle League. Factory sealed. It's still sealed. So I have a really cool sealed game in my collection, super stoked. And in this I did a trade for recently. I traded a whole bunch of games and I got Super Puzzle Fighter 2. Factory sealed. So cool. One of the best puzzle games ever. It's amazing on the Game Boy Advance. I have that factory sealed. So cool. Hey everyone, just a quick video that I'm going to edit into this because I forgot I had one more game I had to show. It's a really great game and it's worth quite a bit of money, and that is Astro Boy. Astro Boy is worth quite a bit of money and it's a really, really cool game. I actually had it inside my Game Boy Advance player on my Nintendo GameCube, which I also forgot to talk about. You get the Game Boy Advance player for the Nintendo GameCube, and you can play all your Game Boy Advance games on the TV in full screen on a huge TV. Another amazing reason why the Game Boy Advance was so cool. So anyway, back to the video. So anyway, that was my Game Boy Advance collection. It is truly an epic library. I'm always still finding games where there's still so many games left out in the wild. I have none of the Pokemon games. It is for me the best handheld system Nintendo has ever made. This library is crazy. As I said, it's worth an absolute fortune now. They keep going up in price. Another reason I love the Game Boy Advance is that you could connect the Game Boy Advance to the Nintendo GameCube back in the day, and you could play games like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles using a Game Boy Advance as a second screen. One of the coolest features for it. Animal Crossing on the GameCube had a whole bunch of NES games in the game. You could upload NES games to your Game Boy Advance and take it on the go and play like Mario and Zelda NES games on the Game Boy Advance. As I said before, the Game Boy Advance is such a great system. I still have a ton of games to go, and I still have a ton of the systems to go. It really is a truly amazing system. So anyway, that was my Game Boy Advance collection. So we have one system left, the Nintendo 64. Everybody loves the Nintendo 64. Everybody has such nostalgia for the Nintendo 64, especially me. It's what got me into gaming. I spent so many hours with my brother and my friends playing that system. It's one of my most beloved consoles. It means so much for me, and it's the last one I have to do. So I was thinking, I have a lot going on tomorrow. It's Friday. It takes a lot to edit these videos now. So I'm thinking I don't want to finish it just yet. I think I'm going to save my final console for next week. So there's not going to be a video tomorrow. I'm going to do the Nintendo 64 next week because I guarantee you I'm going to be saying so many good things about it. It's going to go on for a while because it is the most beloved console I own. It's not my favorite. The GameCube is my favorite, but it is my most nostalgic, most love for. Everybody knows why, because you all feel the same. So I'm going to keep that for next week. So I'm sorry there's no video coming out tomorrow. I'll do it for next week. But anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed watching this video. Tell me if you like the Game Boy SP and the Game Boy Advance as much as I do. I mean, I'm sure everybody does. What an amazing system. Let me know in the comments how you feel about it. So anyway, give my video a like, subscribe. I'm Mr. G. I'm out.